In this module, we will see about the applications of Euclid's division lemma. We have already seen one application, that is expressing something of the form A is equal to BQ plus R. And how had we started it? Yes, let A be any positive integer divided by B to get the possible value of R is equal to so and so. Whatever was the divisor, so many cases, and then we proved each and every case. This was one application. One more application. Today, what we are going to see about EDL is finding the HCF. Finding HCF of any two integers using Euclid's division lemma. Using Euclid's division lemma. So this is one of the questions. First question in our exercise, wherein you can see now, you can see the exercise question what they have given, wherein we have to find the EDL of the numbers 135 and 225. We have to apply the Euclid's division lemma, correct? Now, as we had seen yesterday, we go on long dividing and finding out the Euclid, expressing these two numbers. Now, whenever you have to find the HCF, we know that EDL, what does the EDL state? EDL states A is equal to BQ plus R, where A and B are the two integers. A is greater than B, the two integers whose HCF is to be found out, or the two integers to whom the division is to be applied, correct? So in this case, now whenever I start my solution, I will start like this, solution, let. Now what is A in this? Obviously A is the bigger integer. So who is the bigger integer? 225. So let A is equal to 225. B is equal to 135. Now, dear children, in your books or somewhere you might have seen, they have written directly in the form of A is equal to BQ plus R. But my suggestion to you is, we will first divide it practically so that we know exactly what we have done. The division is not expected in the EDL because EDL is only A is equal to BQ plus R. But until and unless we do not divide it, we do not understand. So right now on the screen, you can see already the long division. I have done it. You can see how we have long divided it. You can see in the division we have divided. When we divided 225 by 135, 135 ones are 135. The remainder is 90. So now, if I want to write these four things in the form of A is equal to BQ plus R, how will I write them? A is equal to BQ plus R. It's very important. So see now how we are going to write it. So 225 is equal to 135 into 1 plus 90. So that was, we knew that our A was 225. So this is A. Our B was 135. So A divided by B to get a quotient Q plus the remainder R. And we always know remainder R is less than the divisor B. Now when 90 is less than 135, the division stops. We are not going to go into the decimals. We just want what? A is equal to BQ plus R. Establishing the relation. Euclid's division lemma between 225 and 135. Now the division continues. When the remainder is less, now this 135 becomes the new dividend and 90 becomes the new divisor. So again, 135 divided by 90. 90 ones are 90. Remainder is 45. Remainder less than the divisor. Division has to stop. We'll write the EDL for these two numbers. So exactly what are we going to get? 135 is equal to 90 into 1 plus 45. Again, A is equal to BQ plus R. And what is our Euclid's division? This is the division lemma algorithm. This process will continue. What? When the remainder is less than divisor, the divisor becomes new dividend. Remainder is less than divisor, the divisor becomes new dividend. And this will go on until the remainder becomes 0. And the step at which the remainder is 0, the divisor becomes the HCF. Whenever R equal to 0, B is the HCF. So in this case, R is 0 over here. So 45 becomes the HCF, that is highest common factor of given two numbers. So let me write the third step over here. The third step is 90 is equal to 45 into 2 plus 0. Whenever R is 0, the remainder is 0, the divisor becomes the HCF. So let me write here, since. This is the symbol for since, just the reverse of therefore. Since R equal to 0, therefore B is equal to HCF. And who is B? 45. Therefore, let me write here 45 is equal to HCF, or let me write HCF is equal to 45 followed by my answer statement. Therefore, the HCF, or using EDL, the HCF of 135 and 225 is 45. So that we have understood that whenever the remainder is 0, the divisor would become the HCF. So this is how we use our Euclid's division lemma, that is A is equal to BQ plus R, expressing the given two integers in the form of A is equal to BQ plus R till that step, until we get the remainder as 0. Now, dear children, understand, we do mistakes over here only. Our divisions go wrong, our subtractions go wrong. We are not sure while we are subtracting. So be very, very careful. This can be the rough work, or it can also come on the fair page of the solution. Doesn't matter. This is more important. Expressing the two integers in the form of A is equal to BQ plus R, and that is how we are going to get the, whenever the remainder is 0, the divisor becomes the HCF. We can use this EDL in various ways. We can use this EDL, just now we have discussed in finding the HCF. We will be using this EDL and finding the HCF in certain word problems also. So you will be seeing on the screen again, this is also a word problem from our exercise, wherein they are speaking about 616 contingent members, army members, followed by 32 band members, and they have asked us maximum. Now, here I would like to give you a hint that in this case, the hint would be like this. See, whenever you read a word, certain words like highest, maximum, biggest, correct? All these words are speaking about something which is the largest, okay, largest. All these words, indirectly they are suggesting you that you need to find the HCF of the given integers in the word. This is a hint for you children, right? So whenever you observe these kind of words, highest, biggest, maximum, largest, understand that you have to find out the HCF. Right now in this question, what they have asked us, find the most number of rows. So obviously what you will have to do now, again the two given integers for us are 616 and 32. So obviously we'll have to find the HCF of these two numbers, because we want the greatest number of rows in which they can march. So who will be A and who will be B? The bigger integer, as you know, correct. So A becomes 616, B becomes 32, correct. We will just apply the long division method and we'll check what happens. Right now on your screen, you will be seeing the division is already done for all of you, and in the division you can see we have divided continuous long division, we can call this as continuous division, 616 by 32, and followed on until the remainder comes out to be 0. The step at which the remainder is 0, the divisor becomes the HCF. So here in this case you can see the HCF is 8. That means the contingent members and the band members, they will march in 8 rows, so that they follow one another in 8 equal rows. So likewise, that's all. That's all about this particular sum. So this is what we will be doing. So likewise, we will be solving different kinds of word problems. I'll be giving you them for worksheets. See, I can give you an example also. Suppose they give us like this. There is a sweet seller shop and he has to arrange his burfis in such a way that the stack has maximum number of burfis. See, the word has come maximum indicates highest, so you will find out the highest common factor. Or a librarian has to arrange the books, find out most number of books kept in a stack. Stack means what? Stack म्हणजे काय मुलांनो? आपण एकावर एक वस्तू लावतो. It is a stack of books. Correct? Stack of burfis means what? Column. एकावर एक आपण ज्यावेळेस ठेवतो so that it consumes less space. So librarian, if he is keeping the books in stack, maximum books, highest common factor. So this is all about our first exercise. That is the applications of EDL. In our first part, we had seen expressing of the form A is equal to BQ plus R. In our second part, we have seen finding the HCF using the EDL. That's all from my side for our EDL part. We'll continue now. This is the first part, what I had told you in the introduction, divided into 4 parts. EDL, FTA, irrational numbers and decimal expansions. So out of that, EDL part is over. In our next lecture, we'll begin with our second part, FTA. Till then, have a nice time. Bye. Thank you.